Are you going too far with sanitization? Is it really having a positive impact on your bookings? If you do too little sanitization, could the worst case happen to you? A guest contracts COVID-19 while in your Airbnb? These are important questions as the pandemic rages on and is showing little signs of stopping until there's a vaccine. I feel like this is one of those topics that no one wants to talk about out of fear of being judged. Kind of like answering the question of how often do you wash your mattress cover? After every guest? Or more likely every month or every few months? And all those answers are okay. But stay tuned until the end and I'm going to give you some cleaning products that clean and sanitize at the same time so you can eliminate a step. So let's get into how much sanitizing is too much. Welcome to another episode of Airbnb Uncovered. I'm Matt, the creator of AirbnbUncovered.com and Airbnb Superhost. On this channel, I uncover some of the best kept hosting secrets, as well as share with you everything that I've learned after hosting over 3,000 guests. My tips, tricks, and best practices are focused on helping new hosts earn more revenue, attract the best guests, and achieve Superhost status faster. So if you're new to hosting on Airbnb, this is the right channel for you. So this is a bit of a weird topic based on all the advice I've given out over the past few weeks about being extra cautious during the pandemic. If you're like me, you may be worrying that you're not doing enough to keep COVID out of your Airbnb, while at the same time wondering if you're going too far and that all of this extra time and these extra costs are killing you. Or maybe that you're even cleaning things that are already cleaned and don't need to be cleaned again. So let's start by seeing what the guidance is from the health authorities. For some time now, and I think since maybe April or May, the guidance from public health officials have been that the primary way COVID-19 spreads is through respiratory droplets. They are still noting that surfaces can be a source of spread, but that it's not the primary source of transmission, and it's pretty unlikely. And this is great news for us as hosts. It means that not every single surface in our homes needs to be disinfected. But it does still mean that you still do have to disinfect some surfaces. And which ones are these? Stay tuned to find out, because there's probably going to be a couple that you're not thinking of. Now, this doesn't mean that you can skimp on cleaning and disinfecting. Providing a spotlessly clean space has been one of the pillars that has propelled my Airbnb earnings to the high six figures. One of the primary guest concerns about booking on Airbnb is cleanliness. Having reviews that note exactly this go a long way towards getting future bookings. Trust me. But I do think it's time for a little update on where you should be putting your sanitization focus or getting your cleaners to put their sanitization focus while doing a turnover in the pandemic. To help me remember, I like to think of things that I would touch and then almost instinctively touch my face, or things that I would touch often, as these represent high spread objects. So here's what you need to be sanitizing in all the rooms in your home, and there's just a couple to do in each room. Sanitize the light switches, door handles, and cords for the blinds or the curtains. That last one, cords for the blinds or the curtains, is one that you might not have been thinking of, but it's a source of potential spread. And here's the big one, the keys. Be sure to always sanitize your keys and lockbox. Yes, the lockbox too. There's almost zero need to sanitize soft surfaces in your home because those are the least likely places for COVID to survive on. And as I just mentioned, health authorities now say surfaces are the least likely source of transmission. So you can skip washing all your throw pillows, curtains, and throw blankets, as well as coating your couch and other fabric surfaces with disinfectant spray. In the kitchen, I focus my sanitization efforts on drawer pulls, fridge handles, buttons on my microwave, coffee maker, and other small appliances, as well as knobs on the stove and the kitchen tap. You also want to make sure that you double check that all dishes in the cupboards and the drawers are actually clean. Far too often, guests simply rinse these dishes and then put them back away. Gross. One area that is often forgotten is the dishwasher handle and the buttons on it. which in my view is an important place to sanitize, because when you're loading the dishwasher, you're touching all sorts of things that have been either in your mouth or close to it. So there's lots of germs there. Moving on to the living room. Honestly, in the living room, I just sanitize the remote controls for the TV and the coffee table if it's one that people can eat on. In the dining room, I give the table a clean and then I sanitize it. I do the exact same thing for the tops of the chairs where you'd grab them to sit down, so the top part. The bedroom is also pretty simple when it comes to sanitizing. I just sanitize the nightstands because your face is very close to them when you're sleeping, and so you want to make sure you get the germs away from there. And that's it. In the bathroom, I sanitize the taps, the entire toilet, do not forget the handle, and then I change out my shower curtain. And there you have it, my new streamlined sanitization routine. Of course, I'm still doing the regular cleaning, and there is overlap between this sanitization routine and what I was doing before. Question: did I miss any commonly touched surfaces that you disinfect on a turnover? Share it with us in the comments below. At the beginning of this video, I told you that I'd share a couple cleaning hacks to make cleaning and sanitizing go faster. And since I always uncover the inside scoop, here they are. According to Health Canada, scrubbing bubbles is not only just a cleaner, but it's also a disinfectant. And according to the label, there is a very little disinfection time, just 5 minutes. And you can use it on nearly any hard surface. Just avoid using it on natural marble, brass, and acrylic. So when I clean the bathroom, I spray it all over, and then I go do something else for 5 minutes and come back to it. I also use scrubbing bubbles in the kitchen and on any hard surface that isn't acrylic or marble. It works great on grease. The other cleaning hack is to use Lysol or Clorox disinfecting wipes. These wipes can be used to clean and remove dirt and grime, as well as for disinfecting, as long as you let the surface stay wet for 4 minutes after you've removed the dirt and grime. According to the Clorox website, you only need to let the surface stay wet for 30 seconds to kill the coronavirus. But I say leave it for the full minutes because, as my doctor friend keeps telling me, there are other germs out there that can make you sick. Just remember that both of these products will leave marks on stainless steel, chrome, and glass. Check out a recent Instagram post with a picture of this. So be sure to thoroughly wipe it off or go back with a glass cleaner or stainless steel polish to get rid of those marks. So with these 3 hacks, instead of taking 3 steps, 1 cleaning, 2 disinfecting, and 3 polishing, you just have to take 2 steps. These time-saving hacks bring me to my last point, which is on the additional costs. The added cost from buying more cleaning supplies and PPE, it's really quite negligible. The real cost here is your time, or the time of your cleaners. If you're laundering every soft item in your home between every guest, then you're going too far and your costs are going to skyrocket. If you're sanitizing every single surface in your home, again, you're going too far. And you're cleaning the already clean. In an earlier video, I discussed increasing your cleaning fee to compensate for this added time. And I still believe that you should do that if you haven't already. And you can watch that video by clicking on the little I in the upper right-hand corner. Perhaps you're like the countless other hosts out there who just aren't earning enough through the pandemic to cover your fixed costs. Or maybe you're considering moving to a long-term tenant to minimize your risk of having unbooked nights. Before you take any drastic action, please take my new quiz to see if you're leaving money on the table from short-term rentals. The link is in the description below. In the coming weeks, I'll also be sharing that system I've been using to stay open and earn a profit over the past 7 months, so stay tuned for that. Knowing how much to clean comes down to not re-cleaning something that isn't dirty and only sanitizing the most commonly touched surfaces. It's a balancing act to know how much cleaning and sanitizing is too much and how much isn't enough. And I hope that this video does help you to find that balance. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. I'll be back next week with a new tip, trick, and best practice for new hosts. So until then, bye for now.